Hello and welcome to All the Way Down, a YouTube channel all about the Scottish rock band Biffy Clyro.
All the way down, all the way down.
Now I just want to do a quick video this week about my best Biffy day ever. Let me set the scene. It was 18th of February 2005, it was a Friday, and I was in my second year of college doing my A-levels, and we were off for the week because in February, at the end of, middle of February, you do get a week off, and I took two of my friends from college, Craig and Rob, into Manchester to watch Biffy Clyro live at Manchester Academy 2. I'd met quite a few friends in college, maybe about 15 or 20, all had different musical tastes, and I was the only one who knew about Biffy Clyro when I first went there. But over my first year in doing my AS levels, in the first year of college in 2003, 2004, I did try to make them more aware of the band. And probably Craig was sort of the most successful. I was in a band with Craig for a few years. He played guitar, I played bass, and we went to see Biffy a few times, including at the arena. And we did tried to do a couple of covers. Glitter and Trauma, I know was tried, but I think we were just not good enough to pull off Biffy covers. I think you have to be a really good band to do that. And Rob was already in a bit of an indie band at the time, and he didn't mind them, so we all got tickets. But I must say, the reason why it's the best Biffy day ever is because it just wasn't the gig. We got into Manchester a bit earlier because the band were doing a signing, not at HMV. If you're watching this from the UK, you'll know HMV. I'm not sure if they have other stores in other countries, but HMV is basically the biggest music chain record shop in the country. Biffy weren't this big at this point. This was 2005. They released 3 albums on Beggars Banquet. They weren't that well known, so they did the signing at a place called Music Zone. Quite interesting to research Music Zone because they are not around anymore. Their history is quite interesting. They first started in Manchester in 1984 and they were bought by MVC in 2006. MVC was the shop that I bought Black and Sky a couple of years before. And in 2007, Music Zone was bought by FOP. It does say on the website, on Wikipedia, that FOP is no longer running, but that's not been updated because I'm sure I've been in a couple of FOPs, including one in Manchester. Now, Music Zone in Manchester was just by the Arndale shopping centre in Manchester, very well known shopping centre, just up the road from HMV, where they would later do in-store sessions and signings. So we arrived quite early in the afternoon and queued up, and I just remember James, Ben, Simon turning up with I think the tour manager Neil, and they sat just at the front of the shop, James in the middle, and I was for some reason really confused. I sort of assumed the lead singer Si would be sat in the middle, but obviously it didn't really matter. And when it got to my turn, I had album sleeves to sign. I brought Vertigo of Bliss, I bought Black and Sky, and a couple of days earlier, the single Only One Word Comes to Mind was released. So that was released on the 14th, so this was 4 days later, where CD singles actually existed. You could buy them physically, and I just remember being in awe of the artwork. It was sort of a woman's head with a bit sort of coming off. So all of them signed it, and I had my picture taken, very nervous. Even though, looking back, I'd only been a fan of the band probably not even a year at this point. I'd only, maybe 2 years, just under 2 years. I discovered them in summer of 2003. So of course that's a whole year in 2004. They released Infinity Land in October of that year, and then they did the tour in February. So we met the band, shook hands with them. Craig, I remember, really excited. Rob, not so much, understandably, not particularly a big fan, but he was along for the ride. And then we spent the rest of the day walking around. We spent a lot of time in Starbucks upstairs, just up the road from Music Zone, on these really comfy chairs, comfy sofas. just spending quite a lot of money on coffee and tea, and basically waiting till the gig because we had a couple of hours to kill. And when it got sort of quite dark, we made it over to Manchester Academy 2 to watch the gig. Biffy were playing at Manchester Academy 2 that night as part of the Infinity Land tour. Supporting were Hell is for Heroes and a band called Ghost Ride, who I don't remember. I'm not sure we got there. We must have got there in time. Just can't remember them playing. Maybe we were getting a drink at that point. The capacity for Manchester Academy 2 is 950. This is something I've touched on another video going through the band's tours, and I remember choosing the Manchester venues for, you know, how many they were pulling in at that point. Can't remember if it was sold out, but you know, 3 albums in, just close to 1,000 capacity. I think that's pretty good going for the band at this point. Around this time, I was quite fascinated with, you know, the gigs and getting the merch and noting down the set list. I do remember on the train home around this time, just trying to figure out the set list of what they played, trying to remember it, just typing down notes on my phone, and that was to share on the Biffy forums, you know, if anyone was interested in what they played that night. And I don't remember doing it for this gig, and it's maybe because I had my 2 college friends with me, and I was a bit, you know, maybe they thought it was a bit geeky, me doing that. Maybe we were just talking more about the actual gig rather than noting down the set list. But thanks to the website setlist.com, I think that's what it's called, I've managed to find the set list from that night. And I was a little bit surprised in what they played. I can't remember aspects of it, but if we were to break it down, it is fairly well balanced in terms of where they were up to at that point. You've got to remember they were on the Infinity Land tour, so you know, you would naturally think they were playing more Infinity Land songs. So they played 19 songs in total, 10 from Infinity Land, 5 from the Vertigo of Bliss, and 4 from Black and Sky. They kick off with Glitter and Trauma, of course. That's a really strong start. It's up to this point, I think, the strongest start to an album, with that long intro as well. You know, that was something they have for a few years after that. The Go Slow, bringing it back to Black and Sky, and the songs they play from Infinity Land: Some Kind of Wizard, My Recovery Injection, Pause It and Turn It Up, Wave Upon Wave Upon Wave, Only One Word Comes to Mind, which was the single that's, you know, that was out at that point, The Kid from Kibble, There's No Such Man as Crasp, and then Jaggy Snake. And then they come back in after the break for the encore, for the Atrocity, and they finish with Toys and 57. Really strong ending. One thing you have to bear in mind as well, that Puzzle is a couple of years away. That was 2007, I think. Once you have Puzzle in the mix, you know, you're looking at a far bigger, stronger set list that takes up, you know, quite a lot of space. But they've got 3 albums to work with here. They play 10 songs out of the 19 from Infinity Land, 4 from Black and Sky and 5 from Vertigo of Bliss. The 4 from Black and Sky are really strong. Just Boy, 57, Joy Discovery Invention, and The Ghost Law, 4 really strong songs. But looking at the Infinity Land songs, I really don't remember them playing these songs live at the time. Pause It and Turn It Up, The Atrocity. I mean, there's a couple of songs on Infinity Land which I think are stronger. Strung to Your Ribcage, Got Wrong. I mean, if you were to throw those in and take out Pause It and The Atrocity, you're looking at a really strong set list. But I think I was really pleased that night. You know, they'd covered a lot of songs from Infinity Land, and they played quite a few of my favourites. Toys, 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 Just Boy was in there. Only One Word Comes to Mind, which I think is my favourite, along with Glitter and Trauma from Infinity Land. So I went away really pleased, and I think Rob and Craig really enjoyed it as well. So I was going home after meeting the band at Music Zone, getting my CD signed, and you know, spending my day with my friends, and then going to the gig at night and watching my favourite band play my favourite songs. So that was my best Biffy day ever. I like to think you have a best Biffy day as well. Maybe you've travelled to a different country, or gone to see your favourite band after a lot of time, or it's just been the best time you've ever seen them. They played a song that you wouldn't normally think of that is your favourite. Do get in touch, comment below, and tell me your best Biffy day. Maybe it's similar to mine.